We are told that crops grown in fields like these will provide a cleaner energy future. The public promise of ethanol is simple: a biofuel grown in the sun intended to replace oil and lower tailpipe emissions. But behind this natural imagery is a calculated corporate greenwashing campaign. This eco-friendly branding masks a massive financial ecosystem designed to prioritize profit over planetary health. Maintaining this industry requires governments to channel billions in taxpayer funds directly into industrial refineries through blending subsidies. This flowchart shows how companies generate secondary profits. When a refinery produces a barrel of fuel, it also creates a digital token called a carbon credit. These credits are traded on the open market, effectively doubling corporate revenue under the guise of climate action. The true result of this system is a massive transfer of public wealth and finite natural resources into the hands of a few industrial giants. To understand the physical toll, look at this plantation. This is monoculture, the industrial practice of planting a single crop over vast, unnatural distances. Planting the same crop season after season exhausts the earth. To keep the harvest coming, companies use heavy chemical fertilizers that kill the microscopic organisms necessary to maintain living soil. Without these organisms to anchor the earth, the topsoil turns to dust and washes away, leaving behind a sterile wasteland. Then there is the water footprint. Producing 1 liter of ethanol requires up to 3,000 liters of water. To meet this demand, distilleries drain ancient groundwater. As the level drops, local farmers and communities lose their water. The water that remains on the surface becomes contaminated as chemical fertilizers wash off the dead soil and flow into local river systems. Look at this green contamination. These chemicals trigger massive algae blooms that suffocate aquatic life, creating toxic dead zones where nothing can survive. Producing this fuel destroys the very soil and water that all terrestrial life relies on. While the ecological toll mounts, a second crisis is unfolding in the global market: a zero-sum battle between human calories and combustion engines. This is agroinflation. When prime agricultural land is used to grow fuel instead of food, the supply of basic grains drops. As the energy market outbids the food market for these crops, global grocery prices climb. For families in vulnerable regions, this makes basic nutrition an unaffordable luxury. Corporations justify this trade-off by claiming their fuel is net zero, but a life cycle analysis reveals the hidden carbon math. This scale shows the real carbon cost. Ethanol's benefit is outweighed by fossil fuels burned during manufacturing and transport. Furthermore, fertilizer releases nitrous oxide, trapping 300 times more heat than CO2. This shatters any claim of carbon neutrality. This demand for land also drives mass deforestation in the Amazon, clearing the world's most vital carbon sinks to make room for fuel crops. Ultimately, the carbon math is manipulated to create a climate scam that actively worsens the entire global food crisis. If we continue to prioritize fuel over food, we face a future of barren soil, poisoned water, and social instability driven by high food prices. This analysis suggests that industrial ethanol serves as a strategy for resource capture, consolidating control over land and water under the banner of environmentalism. Real solutions require a move toward regenerative agriculture, farming that focuses on restoring soil health and biological diversity. We must also transition to energy sources that do not compete for our food and water. Solar energy provides power without draining our aquifers or depleting our topsoil. Wind and green hydrogen offer zero-conflict paths forward for global energy infrastructure. True environmentalism requires us to protect our natural resources, rather than burning them in combustion engines to maximize